This podcast is a part of the Royal We Network.
Spit on me.
Oh, fuck, dude, I am filled to the brim with fried chicken. Have we talked about on the podcast at all how KFC in Asia is fucking banging?
They're really good.
I think KFC's better here. Do you think so?
It's good because they taste more like Popeyes because everything here is spicy.
Oh yeah.
Like it's got a, like you can't, I guess you, maybe if you go to the store, you can get it not spicy, but anytime, normally I order it, which is another thing here that you can just order anything you want and it shows up for nickels.
I wish I'd pay them to not let me. There was a real time. Remember when we discovered that McDonald's was so easy to order?
Oh, yeah.
God damn, we eat McDonald's like every fucking day.
A big thing, but whenever I first moved to this new place I'm living at now, it's like more towards the heart of the city.
All right.
And the wealth, like I go on like
The wealth.
the wealth. The wealth of food. It's ridiculous that you can just call to your bank. 3 o'clock in the morning, I can go on my computer and have a couple dozen restaurants that are still open at like 3 a.m. to be like, yeah, you want our food? And I'm like, yes, I do. Send that to me.
Yes, I do. The wealth.
Yeah, yes, the wealth.
I haven't really fucked around with that too much because I know that's like a fucking. God damn it! I know that I'll get into it, and I'll just start
It's
ordering.
Pandora's box, man.
Yeah. God damn it! I just ordered way more chicken than I fucking should have. No one wants to hear about KFC, so let's get
except maybe KFC.
Welcome to another episode of The Royal We. I'm Sam.
I'm Nate.
If you guys are listening for the first time, what we normally do is we take headlines, but we do not read the articles. We just talk about the headlines and guess about what they could be about. Because facts just get in the way. If you guys want to send us headlines, you guys can do that at Royal WeCast on Twitter or royalwecast@gmail.com. Are you ready to get into it, Nathan?
I am Samuel.
All right, Nathan. This one is basically, it's a Nathan story. I read this.
Okay.
And I know it seems like it's irrelevant to your interests.
Okay.
This is in Not News/Fast Food Drawer.
Okay.
Cracker Barrel
Okay. You've got
adds alcohol to its menu for the first time in company history.
You had me at Cracker Barrel and you sold me on alcohol.
What? Dude, want to get out of the Cracker Barrel and raise hell?
Yeah, exactly. Are they going to put a big bar, like an old-timey bar in? I'd be down for that. Like
That would rule, dude. I'd love to go to an old-timey bar.
Yeah, because most of them have that big fireplace, that big hearth. Have you ever been in a Cracker Barrel?
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Hold on a second, boy. Let me size you up. You ever been in a Cracker Barrel?
You been around these parts?
Hey, wait, hold on a second.
Hey, look at this boy. He never even been in a Cracker Barrel or nothing.
I can tell by looking at him. I know the boys that's been in Cracker Barrels, and I know the boys that ain't. I know this boy right here. This Samuel from up north. He ain't never been in no Cracker Barrel.
Cracker Barrel really isn't a thing. I think there's one or two, maybe, and very, very few of them up north.
Yeah, it's a tasty restaurant. It is.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I like the idea though. That just gave me a great idea of like opening at like an old saloon,
Yeah.
like an old an old piano playing, you know, and
Yeah, like
you
a
hire people to, like
dun-dun-dun-dun.
play fucking cards and shit.
You hire people, but no, that's what you're saying. Yeah, like have like an actual like an old West saloon, like from like
in the middle of the city.
every Western. Yeah, like every Western you've ever seen, but in the middle of like New York. That you
And like
walk
women
in
with
there,
with corsets walking around like fanning themselves, like, oh, you want a good time, cowboy?
that would be great. That would probably sell pretty well. I think it would be cool. Like in the middle of an urban, like completely modern urban area.
They've got that medieval times. I'm thinking like a medieval times, like but cowboys.
Well, that would be called Dixie Stampede, Sam.
That's a thing that exists.
Yeah. Well, that's bigger scale. That's larger scale.
Then medieval times, it's even bigger scale than medieval times.
No. But medieval times and Dixie Stampede
Dixie Stampede
are larger scale. It's super funny. I don't know if that exists anymore.
Dixie Dixie Stampede is blowing my mind right now.
Yeah, well, listen, I don't know if it exists anymore because it literally pits the North against the South, and you pick a side to set on, and then you set, and it's like yes, I've been to both, and
I've been to both.
I was gonna say it's because
I've been to both.
It's like the Black Knight. The Black Knight comes out and goes boo. Everybody's like boo, Black Knight. But then if you're on the Black Knight side, you're like yeah. But they do that with the North and the South, and people come out and like the Confederacy comes out, and people are like yay, or they're like boo. But then you're like, wait a minute. This is like pretty recent like repercut. Like what we're still not recovering from this shit. Like I don't think we should have a restaurant about the North and the South whenever it doesn't really seem like it's completely resolved.
Racism, the restaurant. Whose idea was this?
Exactly.
The South's idea.
Exactly. Yeah. And guess who bought it? I'm pretty sure Dolly fucking Parton. I think she bought. Maybe she cleaned it up a bit.
She must have
made it less. Maybe she made it less racisty. I've not listened. I don't know. I've not been there in years. But
the South,
I've not.
America. Which part? Dixie Stampede.
No, yeah, Dixie Stampede. I've not been there. I've not been to the Stampede in years. But it's exactly like it's medieval times. But medieval times is you can kind of forget whatever atrocities were happening at that time because they happened in medieval times. They didn't happen
literally 500 years ago.
Yeah, and we're still dealing with it. That's not the time to make a restaurant, folks.
Do they have alcohol? Does medieval times have alcohol?
Yeah. I think they do.
That's what you don't eat with your hands in that place, right? There's not even a knife or anything, a fork, right?
No, they just give you food and you just eat it with your hands. It's all stuff you can eat with your hands. It's like corn on the cob, like a half of a rotisserie chicken, some potatoes, like boiled potatoes or something. Like it's all stuff you can eat with your hands.
How do we start talking about medieval times? Why are we here?
I don't know.
We're literally moments into this episode, and all we've done is talk about chicken.
Yeah, we just were like, here's one that you can eat in the past, and here's one you can eat in racist context.
I've always liked high concept restaurants. I mean, because the restaurant game, as someone who's recently entered the restaurant game, it's hard enough. But then you add some like high concept shit to it. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I think you went with me to that poop restaurant.
Yeah.
Here in Taiwan, they have a restaurant that they serve all the food and like
it's called
toilets and stuff.
It's called Modern Toilet is the name of the restaurant.
God damn it, man! Opening a restaurant's hard enough, let alone like making food that looks like shit.
Yeah,
I guess it's a gimmick.
Yeah, and it's because we went there and it was fun, but the whole thing was because the food wasn't, in my opinion at least, was like the food was like this was okay. I wasn't disappointed, but I wouldn't be like let's go back to Modern Toilet because they've got that great fucking curry.
Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Who goes to medieval times more than once?
Right. Well, I don't know if it is more of a it's more of a show than Modern Toilet.
Medieval times.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying like you go to Modern Toilet, you take a picture,
and that's it.
Why would you ever go? How many repeat customers could they possibly have?
I'm on this. This is going to get into a whole can of worms about that whole medieval times, but like the whole Dollywood. But it's the same thing because you get people who they get into that, and they come back every year for the experience of the whole town. Dollywood, okay. Or the Dixie Stampede, which was bought by Dolly Parton. So like she's like buying up all this stuff in this town. There's another.
God, she comes up on this podcast a weird amount of times. We've talked about Dolly Parton a couple times.
She does. And she's a fine person. She's fine. She's
a sweetheart, sure.
Yeah, sweetheart. Making she's a business mogul. Like she's buying up an entire city. Like we've been. This is a whole different podcast.
Hi, welcome to Inside Parton, a podcast within a podcast, where we discuss the intricacies of the things that Dolly Parton buys. On this episode, we're going to talk about the city she bought.
Yeah, well, she's slowly buying up a city over the past few decades, and which is great, which is fine. Who comes to the same thing? Who comes to that twice? Right. Like you go and see that, and there's a certain margin of people who, you go see that once, you're like, yeah, that was fine. I never need to do that again. And then there are other people who go, that was great. let's come here every year and experience this entire town again.
What the hell? Really? Who?
You know, well, it's like people who go to Disney World every year or go to. It's the same thing every year. You're going for the experience.
But Disney feels. I mean, I guess I don't know because I've never been to that place you're talking about. But Disney like they make efforts to make it new, but also Disney's such an experience that it feels worth going to more than once.
You have clearly never been to Dixie Stampede, Sam. You have never had the experience of witnessing the North versus the South while you take your bare hands and gnaw into some chicken while screaming for the Confederacy.
Wait, they don't give you forks and knives of that either?
No! It's the same idea as medieval times, except there is racism involved. That's all it is.
That can't be true.
No, it's 100% true. I'm telling you. No, listen. I'm telling you 100%. Dolly Parton may have turned it around. I've not been there for a minute. But I have been there several times in my childhood with my family, who was one of those families just like, let's go back year after year and experience the whole town again. I'm like, we experienced this. This town is insane. And it's the same thing every year. And then at some point you realize you're like, wait, I don't want to go to Dixie Stampede anymore.
We've seen it. I've done it.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've done it. And also that I don't think it's okay.
But wait, now let's hold on. I know I'm picking a weird aspect of this to focus on. But I can understand an argument could be made that maybe they didn't have
you're going for, I see where you're going.
Forks readily available in medieval times, but they certainly did in Civil War times.
They certainly did.
So I don't understand.
Yes, maybe not on the front lines of the war between the North and the South, which you're all there screaming. It's insane.
What else? Yeah. What would be like an equally insensitive why? But I've never really understood why the Civil War is so romanticized. What a terrible time in our U.S. history. And people like reenacting.
I guess it's called. It's the whole. There's like the Hatfields, McCoys. There's like the brother against brother whole sort of thing. Like they split. You know, one guy gets drafted to the North, your brother gets drafted to the South, and you got to kill each other.
But
I mean, the way I'm looking at it is like, you don't have to. Just be like, hey, man, let's run off. I don't know. I didn't live then.
And let's go find some fucking forks.
Yeah, let's go get some forks to eat this fucking chicken with. This Dixie Stampede. Dixie Stampede.
Let's get away from this. Okay. Let's visit something that we've talked about that blew our mind before.
Okay, yeah.
And then I want to, because I know you tickled, you touched upon.
Go on.
Last week, you said that you had something prepared to talk about, but we never even got into it. Do you have something? Because I have.
No. What I have is just something that got into my brain like a tick.
Okay.
Or something, and it's like it's old news.
It's old hat.
And nobody's going to give a shit about it.
Okay.
But I want to mention it for a second. I'll try to make it as quick as I can.
Go ahead.
Remember like 9 years ago, that song called Friday?
Rebecca Black?
Yep. By Rebecca Black.
Yeah, Friday.
Yeah.
Gotta get down on Friday.
And everybody was like, oh, it's the worst. It's the most insane thing. Well, apparently I'd never heard the entire song.
Okay, sure.
Like I just, the Friday. And I was like, all right, yeah, that sounds pretty bad. Whatever. Like last week, for some reason, YouTube decided to like, hey, you should listen to this. It recommended it. I'm like, what?
Here you go, Nate.
And it gave it to me in the middle of the night, like when I'm super susceptible and bored. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll click on that. I've never seen that video.
YouTube, please. Yeah, I need to sleep. I'm susceptible.
No. Just watch this.
Okay. Where is this going?
Well, I clicked on it and watched it. I knew it was bad. I'd always heard it was bad. That was the thing. Dude, it is abysmally trash.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going to start off and say, after thinking about this a bunch, I'm not making fun of her. I'm not making fun of this girl. I'm not making fun of Rebecca Black. Okay?
Okay.
I'm not. That's where you think I was going with it. Because she was...
Honestly, I have no idea what you're doing with it.
It's just the fact that this song is so bad, and someone has to pay for it. Someone needs to pay for it.
Oh, okay. So starting today, I'd like to announce.
Go listen to it yourself.
Do you know the history about what that song is, though?
Yes.
Like her parents are kind of rich, and they paid for her to. Yeah, okay, you do.
Exactly. Okay. Yeah. That's why I say I'm not making fun of her. That's exactly why I said, because her parents, she's a 13-year-old kid. They bought her a Christmas present, basically. Paid like what, $3,000 or $4,000 or something.
Yeah.
To be like,
probably more than that. Probably.
Yeah, it was something, but it was somewhere in that range. It was less than $5,000. They paid to like, hey, make our daughter write her a song, make a music video that she can do with all of her friends over Christmas break.
I mean, that's pretty rad.
That's awesome. That's super rad. Like, what 13-year-old doesn't want that? That's what I'm saying. But like this, I mean, she got death threats. Like, she had to become homeschooled because people were.
Who are these fucking lunatics that hear a song, go, I don't like that song, and that a girl must die?
Right, exactly. Because people are animals. Like, people are insane. And they were like,
yes.
They're like, your song's trash. You'll never be pretty. Kill yourself. It's like, oh my God. If it's like,
you'll never be pretty.
Yeah, that's what happened. And she had to be like home. It was and she's kind of like, I think she's made it through it now, and she's cool. But like, God damn, imagine that being your thing at 13, because it made her super famous too. She was in like a Katy Perry video. I mean, she was like,
yeah, I remember Colbert did a whole thing about it.
Yeah, she was like all over the place. But at the same time, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about her at all. But I'm saying shame on that production company. Shame on them for $4,000. That's the best you could come up with. Was Friday, tomorrow, yesterday was Thursday, tomorrow. That's all you could come up with for $4,000.
I know, that's almost nothing.
Someone fell asleep at the wheel, and they're like, "Hey man, you got that Friday song? The Friday, the girl that..."
Dude,
and he's like, yeah, I got...
We've come up with better song about carrots.
Yeah, there's no... Dude, a tiny...
Ooh, carrots
are good for you. Ooh. Yeah, exactly. It's so... And I was like, you're kidding me. I mean, sure, that you made her famous, but you also ruined her teenage years,
right? Because
of a fucking bullshit song that
I'm not sure. I wonder if... I don't think the goal is to be famous. Did she upload it on YouTube herself?
No, I'm thinking maybe her parents or somebody did. But no, the goal wasn't.
Yeah, I'm really curious as to what
the goal wasn't to be famous, but the goal was
right.
Hey, here's a present for, and they were just kids having fun, and then it changed her fucking life. But the thing is, that company should have, I don't know,
tried harder.
I'm jaded enough. Yeah, they should have fucking tried harder, because that seems like, it sounds like there was one part in the song where it just goes fun. It's like, or she goes, my friends are in the front seat, my friends are in the back seat. I'm thinking, which seat should I take? It's like, these are like base level thoughts. Like, what hungover intern is just like, oh, Jesus Christ. I mean, it sounds like...
I'd like to think the YouTube algorithm for serving up this hot take.
Yeah. If it was like, hey, Nate, listen to this in the middle of the night. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, oh my God. This is one of the worst things. But to me, I was like, this isn't her fault. Like, this is...
No, right.
Yeah, this is... it's nuts to me. But I mean, it sounds like somebody called in like a mob favor. Faber. You know what I mean? Like,
yes, I understand.
You better make my niece's song about Friday, or you're about to have the worst Friday of your life. Like, knees on the right leg, knees on the left leg. I'm thinking, which knees should I break? Mobsters, we're all fucking monsters. Breaking the kneecaps, yeah. Burying bodies, yeah. Fun.
That's way better than that song.
It's the same song, dude. It's the exact same song.
I don't know either.
Yeah,
I'm gonna open up the drawer.
Yeah, crowbar us out of that. That's all I have for that. All I'm saying is, shame on you, production company, for...
I want to, because we spent a lot of time talking about medieval times and Friday. I want to I got two quick callbacks. I got some updates on some of the things we've talked about in the past.
All right.
And then maybe we'll just get out of here.
Yeah.
Sounds good? So I got two things.
Okay.
I don't know which one to go first. Okay, this was in the medicine drawer. A brain wrapped in aluminum foil washed up on a Wisconsin beach.
Somebody needs to get it back to some grandma who was trying to keep it preserved for the picnic.
Do you think that's the brain that was missing?
Which brain that was missing? Oh!
From the hospital. Remember the hospital misplaced the brain?
Ooh. It all comes tied back in. That was way back. Like to
Which brain?
yeah, which brain? That's
We talk about a lot of brains
yeah,
on this podcast.
that's been a few weeks back, but yeah, we talked about a missing brain where the hospital lost the brain. Oh,
brain wrapped in aluminum foil. I mean, dude, you find a big ball of aluminum foil. A brain is not.
That's not what
on the first 100 things you think would be in there.
And you find a ball of aluminum foil. I mean, first of all, kudos for going up and being like, let's unwrap this son of a bitch. I mean, I would too.
I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm real curious. Come on, Miss Lemon. Come on. You saying that didn't sound anything like that, but somehow that did to me.
What? I don't know. What's that phone call like? So you find a brain. I guess you got to get in for authorities involved. I guess you call 911. Hey,
911. Oh, I thought you were being the 911 operator, and you were like, hey, 911.
That's me. All right, okay, that'll be me. You dial.
No, we didn't pick roles. I just assumed you went, hey, 911. What the fuck?
Oh, what?
Yeah, I found this brain out here. It's
Is it your brain? What are we talking about? Where are we?
No, it's in my brain. What do you come on. Maybe it's your brain. I think I got your brain. Is it my brain? It's your brain. You come on.
Hey, all right, quit wasting my time. What do you need?
Quit wasting my time. We're apparently really rusty at improv.
You do. Yeah. Were we ever good at it?
No.
You do hear stories about like 911 people like hanging up on people and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Not that obviously they're not great stories.
Yeah.
I want to. Here's another callback. This is an even deeper dive.
Okay.
This is years back. This Chinese cockroach farm houses 1 billion roaches.
No.
Kept contained by a moat filled with hungry fish.
Oh my God! Is it the one that AI grew?
I mean, I would imagine it is, but
that's from the episode called the End, right?
Because we found it. We found the perfect headline.
That's one of the crazy, to this day, is to me one of the wildest stories.
That was the headline for something to the effect of Chinese cockroach farm uses AI to.
They made
grow.
Yeah, they made it's
to breed cockroaches to grind them into a magic potion,
like a super like protein paste to feed. They used cockroaches. The thing that blew my mind was the fact that cockroaches are already they're good at staying alive. They're kind of at the pinnacle of being alive, and they took them and made the largest known warehouse in the world in a big chunk of China.
And chicken, a Chinese chicken.
Yeah. They developed an AI that learned how to like breed them and separate them and put them to where they made this like giga system to where every cockroach in there was added.
Giga system.
It is a giga system. It was like
Sure.
I mean,
do you think that they had a guy that, like the guy who was in charge of these cockroaches, he designed the AI, or do you think that they approached a firm, like a guy who like it was like top of his field AI, was like, we need your help to design an AI? He's like, all right, what you need? It's like, we need you to help us breed cockroaches. Like,
what?
What?
Yeah. Like what? Like, listen, you'll have the life of your dreams, but you'll never be able to see your family again. You just have to like.
What? Why? What do you mean?
What do you mean? The largest fucking factory in the world who's breeding an animal who can survive the nuclear apocalypse, and they're breeding it to be better and stronger and better. Like, I must crush you. Like, and just in this thing.
Oh shit! Do you think a cockroach approached him?
What, like a large? Oh Lord, this is getting out of hand. If you like one from.
We need you to.
One from.
We
space.
need one of your computer brains.
Yeah, we need one of your like. And it translates. We need one of your computer brains. Our organic minds can only go so far.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk like that guy from the cockroach from that first Men in Black movie.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking like? We need our AI. We need AI. We need God damn it! What are we talking about?
I was trying to make the point that maybe alien cockroaches seeded Earth.
Oh shit! I didn't understand that.
But they didn't seed Earth, but they seeded them with their young, and they have this thing where they live here for fucking forever and ever and ever, and then they reach some pivotal point where they become like 6 foot tall overlords that just overtake us. So now
Eat our gold.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah.
I got
we've been there.
I got one more, and then let's get out of here. A dentist. Goddamn it, dude. Goddamn it. The picture this paints in my brain is so fucking funny. Dentist who extracted tooth on hoverboard, sentenced to 12 years in
I
prison.
don't understand.
Hoverboard's one of those like gyroscopic things you like.
Yeah, that is
stand on.
Yeah, and then it for some reason you hit the ground harder than you could ever hit the ground if you were just standing.
Yeah. But what?
Everybody who wipes out on those hits so goddamn hard, they're like, hey, I think I'm getting a hang of it. Boom.
How chucklefucky is this guy, man?
So he's a dentist in his office, and he's pulling teeth.
Yeah, he pulled a tooth out while standing on that.
What?
And they sentenced him to 12 years in prison.
But I don't understand why. I mean, that's the royal we. Like
but I don't understand why.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the quote from the judge.
Put him in jail for 12 years. Let me figure it out. I don't. Yeah, there's got to be something else to that. You don't just get set. What?
Yeah, but did he do it for fun?
Something else happened. Clearly something else happened. If he didn't just pull...
Should we just click it right away?
Hold on. If you had some juicy stuff.
Okay. All right.
So he pulled a tooth on a thing. Who gives a shit? That's the thing is who cares? There had to be something else.
You're right. So there has to be something else, or maybe the guy whose tooth was extracted wasn't comfortable with it. But I guess it's still the law.
Yeah, but still, it seems like it would be maybe it had a bad lawyer or something to be like, well, I did my job. I was just standing on a thing. Ooh, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
Do dentists take the Hippocratic Oath?
I don't know.
Because you always hear about fucker, right? Like dentists seem like the most chuckle-fucky of doctors. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
You constantly hear about dentists doing crazy shit.
Dude, my orthodontist when I was a kid had what I thought was like, I remember for a while being like, I want to be an orthodontist. Because he had an all-female staff of gorgeous women when I was 12 years old. Okay.
Yeah, so who knows?
We touched on this earlier, but the whole thing. I remember being like a 12-year-old kid coming in this giant office, and it was all like open. There was no individual rooms. It was like the deck of the Enterprise. And it was like, there was all these like different stations around. The windows overlooked like the mountains. It was a sweet setup. And then he would come out and just go like, C13 needs let's put a brace on that, and looks like 3 on if it was whatever the teeth talk is, and then if he would do that. And
C13, let's put a brace on that one. That's prime tooth talk.
that's good tooth talk.
Welcome to Tooth Talk, another podcast,
And then some gorgeous woman would just like hover over me and like work on my mouth for a half an hour. And then he would come back and go, yeah, great, awesome, great job. And I was like, what is this job? And he has like this harem of attractive women who just work on teeth. And he just like walks out like the teeth would be like, B13 for 13, put the brace on 19. Ha, ha, ha. And they're like, and I was like, what is happening?
You want to hear some nonsense, man? Someone told me this.
No, I'm done.
That's it. That's my limit. We just shake hands and then never talk to each other again.
Walk off into the sunset.
We came back for 2 years. We had 3 episodes in us, and that's it.
I just hope maybe I'll see my friend again. I hope.
But here in Taiwan, the dentist's office, like the chairs and stuff where you get your teeth worked on, are visible from the street. Like there's no separate room.
Yeah. You can just walk up to. Yeah, you can
see that, right? Right. And so someone told me recently the reason that is because a bunch of dentists, like tons of dentists, got caught like diddling women and stuff.
Oh God!
Like they take them in that private room and they just like feel up on them and stuff. And they'd be like, well. So then they just passed a law like dentists, you can't have a private room in a dentist's office anymore.
You just got to be on the street. Yeah, but see, if that's the thing about things here. The thing about things is whenever something like that happens, they just go all out.
Right.
Like one thing will happen. Like, oh wait, a dentist was diddling in closed doors, and they're like, well, guess what, dentist? If you want to be a dentist,
no more doors.
You got to show everybody no more doors. You got to, and all the other dentists like, fuck. It's like that whole rule thing of like, and that's why a lot of shit doesn't happen because there's a lot of like, man, you fucked it up for everybody.
Right.
You know, that one, and it really comes down on that one person. Like, they get shipped off, and like, who knows what happened to that dude? I'm sure he got it hard. I mean, it's the same way like you see in restrooms here, in like the MRT. Like, this restroom has been cleared of electronic.
Oh yeah, you see that? Yeah, of surveillance equipment or something. Like the women's restrooms have a sign that says like, we've swept this place for cameras. I mean, how fucking hard up are you?
Dude,
how horned up?
Well, you say that, but think about the most horned up you've ever been.
I tried to fuck a CD one time.
I don't even.
It didn't fit.
Sure. Good job.
Well, good night, folks. Let's click an article, man. You want to do the dentist one?
I don't know. I don't remember what the first few were.
There was the cockroach farm. And then we just, we only did three in this episode because we talked about medieval times for 20 minutes.
We talked about a lot of nonsense. Thanks for staying with us, folks. Man, honestly, I do want to say thanks to everybody who's like stuck.
I agree. Yeah, I mean, people have been really supportive.
Yeah.
People have genuinely been like, I'm glad you guys are doing it again. And I was like, well, the fuck? I didn't even know you were listening to begin with.
I know, me too. Honestly, I like doing it just as a release to get shit out of my head.
That's sweet. That sweet grease release.
Yeah, it's the sweet grease release.
God damn, there's a lot of good names for this episode so far. So we've only talked about 3 articles. There's Cracker Barrel adds alcohol to its menu. Chinese cockroach farmhouses, billions of roaches kept contained by a moat filled with hungry fish. And a dentist who extracted tooth with hoverboards headed to 12 years in prison. I
mean, the only one that I don't feel we have any knowledge on is that third one about the hoverboard dentist. Because the other one, it's like, I'm pretty sure it's that big compound.
I agree.
That we need to fucking keep an eye on. The big cockroach compound. We can't forget about that. That's up there, folks.
We're here in Taiwan, uncomfortably close.
They've added a moat. They've added a moat full of fish to keep them from getting out. Something's fucking up, dude. Something's up, Doug.
I mean, it gets too cold, those fish die, the cockroaches won't.
It's true. It's the
billions,
fertility of man.
Billions.
Dude, if those are going to break loose, that's going to be 2021. The biggest warehouse in the world full of the highest of their
Can you imagine?
Breed. They've been genetically bred by an AI to be ultra cockroaches. Cockroaches already can exist. Like, yeah, if we don't even fuck with them, they'll just live. They'll outlive everything.
God damn it, man.
But we've made them to outlive everything times what? 2?
This is something I don't feel like they touch upon enough in zombie movies, where like, you know, there are things that are just a hair's breadth away from going to shit. And then zombies happen. You know, where's the warehouse full of cockroaches?
Right.
You know what I mean? You're like, what the fuck is this now? What is all these fish? What is this?
Yeah. Suddenly that breaks down. All those people turn into zombies. And now, all the fail-safes and now the world is overrun by billions of hyper-intelligent. We don't know what they've been doing to them in there.
Yeah, you're really overselling these cockroaches. I think they're just cockroaches.
Can't convince me, man.
Listen, I'm not sold. Do you want to do the cockroach one, or do you want to do the dentist?
No, we need to do the dentist because I think I know enough about the cockroach. I've got my finger on the pulse of this cockroach thing.
All right,
I'm ready for these motherfuckers. I got my bug out bag and my raid.
Let's play the card. Dentist who extracted tooth on hoverboard sentenced to 12 years in prison. An Alaska dentist who extracted a patient's tooth while riding on a hoverboard has been sentenced to 12 years behind bars for that stunt and other really bad crimes. Oh, okay.
What?
Seth Lockhart was sentenced Monday in Anchorage Superior Court on dozens of charges that stemmed from actions ranging his scooting antics to Medicaid fraud and removing patients' teeth without their permission.
Well, there you go.
Huh?
Put that in the title. Man on hoverboard steals teeth. There's okay.
Yeah, there's pictures of him on the hoverboard.
Yeah, busted. Plain as day.
Cell phone video. He can be seen riding away from the procedure with his hands triumphantly in the air. He allegedly texted a video of the stunt to at least 8 people, joking that it was a new standard of care.
Good.
What the fuck, Jungle Fuck people? Oh my God.
Good Lord. I mean, Alaska, not all of Alaska, but there are parts of Alaska that are wild. Does it say where it is?
Anchorage.
Oh, well, I mean, that's the most civilized part of Alaska. That's pretty nuts.
Who removes teeth without permission? Like, who's just like, that's got to come out? Like, what does the dentist get out of doing that?
but you're saying without permission, like, no, it's coming out. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah, I'm in the hoverboard. I'm in charge.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my Lord.
Folks, well, I want to thank you so much.
I don't know what to say about that. That's fun.
I don't either. Like, what the fuck? It's just fucked up.
Yeah.
It's not quite a rich vein of nonsense like the Nigerian news website we found a couple weeks ago, which I'm still digging through, guys. I got some more stuff to report about. I want to thank Yushibashi for letting us use the song in the intro, Los Petos of the album 151A. I want to thank the gods of goof grease.
Yeah.
I believe one episode we said that Fabio is the god of goof grease.
Ooh.
Because
did we?
We always use the example for goof grease of when Fabio was riding that roller coaster and hit the face by a goose.
I think that's your god of goof grease. I think mine is when you know what it's going to be. Can you guess it?
Paula Deen? I don't know. No.
Yeah, when Paula Deen got hit in the face with that hand.
Was it?
Yeah.
God damn it. Oh, God. I guessed it. It's incredible.
I didn't know it was being thrown.
I didn't know he was going to throw it. If you guys want to send us headlines, and you should, you guys could do that at Royal Weekcast, at Royal Weekcast on Twitter or royalweekcast@gmail.com. We have a lot of we're building up steam, guys. We're really building a lot of steam. I'm really happy that you guys have been interacting with us and telling us how much you like the show.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to, we haven't even, again, we did another episode, Nate. We just did 3 articles of my list of easily 40 different things to talk about.
I know. There's so much Greek. There's so much that's been built up over the past little bit. It took us...
We have, what's that called? A fatberg?
A fatberg?
You know, like, you ever heard about that? Underneath the cities, they have like a bunch of like washed down grease from people's drains and shit all collects in this big fucking ball. And like tampons and condoms and stuff. It all just fucking coalesces in a thing called a fatberg.
I don't want to be a fatberg.
I don't want to be a fatberg.
I don't want to be a fatberg.
The Royal We. All right. Well, good night, Dad.
You'll never be pretty. Kill yourself.
You'll never be pretty.